Alright, just checking to make sure my stuff's up. Okay, looks like it is. Cool. Alright, so I discussed this at like one of my last streams, how I wanted to do kind of like a crafting stream, because I am a variety person and I like to do a variety of different things. So that's what I'm doing. So today I'm actually cross-stitching. So I got this Piccolo tapestry, which I can actually zoom out on this screen to show you guys. Let me do some stuff. Alright, I'm like trying to zoom out, but essentially I have this blue background right here, which you can see right over here. And I just kind of did like a regular, it's called a Tunisian simple stitch. It's like the first time I've ever done a project this big. I'm over here like pointing to the object like I got it on screen. But I used this program, or used a website called Stitch Fiddle, and I like kind of plugged this in and played with the colors, because some of the colors it was showing me I could not find yarn for that color. So I will actually show you a thingy I had to do. I had to switch out a color, but let me zoom back in. I think it was a little off to the side right here so you can actually see. But okay, I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna show you some color stuff that I had to change. Alright, I'm actually going to scroll up some. Okay, so I'm gonna scooch. So you see how, so right here it's called toasted almond. And, oh wait, actually, okay, I don't think I switched the colors, just kidding. I thought this was a different color. But yeah, the only thing that's not on here is the white, but these are all the colors I used. Okay, let me go back to here. I like mixed myself up. I was like, this color doesn't look right. At first I thought this brown color I had was supposed to be like for the shadows. But I will say, let me actually get this color of yarn out then. And let me put this back on the side too. Alright, so right now I have completed, as you can see, I've completed most of it. Yeah, I mean, not most of it, but like a good portion of it. Like I've done the part he stands on and his shoes and kind of like most of the fit. We do not see the full fit yet, Piccolo. So, like the colors are not as exaggerated as like you would think they are. So, for example, this right here, oh, it's kind of hard to tell on camera. Let me see if I turn down. Okay, actually, it does not look bad on camera. It actually looks better on camera than it does IRL. But this was supposed to be the white of the cape, and then this was supposed to be like the shadow, the ivory. So if you look inside the actual picture, you will see it. It looks more, I don't know, it looks more tannish, I guess. So the colors look very, very similar. I don't even remember which color this was. This is probably the ivory, but I'm just gonna toss that to the side. But okay, had to clear my throat. But if you like, actually make sure my mic's on too, because I have a problem remembering that. Okay, it is. But if you look at the like actual thing, like there are supposed to be like shadows in this area, and then it's supposed to be like white in this area. I think the Well, actually, like I said, it does not look that bad on camera. So like this area right here, from a distance you can tell like there's a difference between like this area and then like that area. Because this is supposed to be like the white and then this is supposed to be like the shade part. So anyway, I'm just gonna get to working on it. So what I do is I usually end up like putting my arm out and actually like measuring it, kind of like an arm's length. I don't want to get too much yarn because it'll like tangle and be weird and stuff. And then I usually take, so this is actually cut up from a sticky note, but I saw this trick on TikTok and it makes like threading needles easy, which funny enough, I can thread like the small yarn that like people use for like sewing machines and stuff. I can thread that through the needle easily. Oh, broke the paper again. Uh-oh. But like if you ever get too, if your yarn's too long, then like kind of like how it's kind of loosening up, it acts kind of weird whenever you start like sewing it and stuff. Not sewing it, but cross stitching it. But I get like an arm's length and I just, let me see, I'll probably hold this up to the camera for you to see. But cross stitching is just doing a bunch of little X's where, you know, you want to do them. So not too bad. This is like the first like project I've actually cross stitched, and of course I did it on top of like crochet fabric instead of like actual cross stitching sturdy stuff. So yeah, I've messed up in a few places. When I mean by mess up, I mean like the X's are going a way that they should not be going. I could see a few examples, but I feel like from a distance it all kind of comes together. Anyway, okay, I'm like knocking stuff over, that's okay. Okay, I wanted to make sure this was like an okay angle. I think it's okay. It's kind of hard to, it's kind of hard to do this because I have it like right on my face because I'm like trying to find the stitches. There are a few areas where the things were kind of weird. Actually, yeah, it's actually right over here. So in this section right here, I can show it on the screen. So it was supposed to be, oh, up here. So up here it's 1, 2, the third row down, and up here it's 1, 2, third row down. So this is supposed to actually have 2 stitches, but I ended up doing 3 because there was just so much room. And that's kind of why I have some of these like plus marks and stuff. Oh wait, hold on, is it showing on the thing? Okay, there I am. So right here I have like these plus because I just had like an extra stitch somewhere. And I think I actually have a red here, as like some of these are just not here. Like it might be a different color or something. Like the shape is still there, but it's like something did not line up. I did not do a good job counting. Not just that, but like I think some of my stitches were a bit I guess like some of them took up more space and some of them took less space than others. So things weren't as even. And I think it started when I like started doing the cloak. Because I feel like these look pretty even. But as I was saying, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, we are out. Okay, let's try this. Okay, we are reconnected. So yeah, it was I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was internet stuff, of course, but it just disconnected. Ooh, knocking stuff over. It disconnected from my laptop, but my phone and stuff was still good, so I was like, that should still be good. But as I was saying before, just the internet went out for a bit, I want to do more like crafty things. Just because I have a whole bunch of projects I want to do, but I just never give myself time to do it. I mean, I barely stream. I'm gonna be real there, but you know, I do advertise myself as a variety streamer, and some people, when they say that, they mean like a variety of games or something, which it does mean that as well. But also just a variety of things I like to do. I like doing this. Honestly, it's kind of funny. So when doing this project, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have this super cool, large Piccolo tapestry just hanging in my room. And that is definitely still the plan. But now I have to like figure out how. Because this is larger than I had expected. And I just didn't really pay attention to the dimensions. I was just like, I need this many stitches on this grid and stuff like that. So now I have like, I'm trying to think. I think this is like 22 inches, it's like almost 24. I wanted to buy a 24-inch like kind of like wooden pole, something that like people use to hang posters and stuff sometimes. And I was like, okay, let me go to Amazon. Amazon had a 12-inch. They had like a I think they had a 22-inch. It wasn't 22. It was like 26. No, it was something close to 22, and I was like, because some of the reviews were talking about how, like, it's off, like, it's a bit shorter. So I ended up buying a 36-inch one, and I'm like, now I have a bunch of 36-inch, like, wooden dowels, wooden pole thingies, and I'm like, I guess I gotta cut this to be shorter? Don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna find out something. So that I can hang this up, because I do have a spot in my room. It like just fits. Another thing I might have to get on Amazon is so I saw somebody use this on a crochet project, and it's like it's like an iron-on thing, which I don't know how I feel about iron-on things when it comes to like fabrics. Especially like I'm using acrylic, a very flammable fabric or material. There we go. But they used it and it made it like stiff, which is like good for like a wall hanging, because gravity is gonna make this sag. Either doing that or sewing on like a back panel of like fabric. So I looked in like Dollar Tree the other day, because I see people talk about, oh, I got this fabric from Dollar Tree, and I'm like, that would be nice for like crochet bags that I want to make. But also this project right here, because I don't really feel like going to like a not a Joann's, those are closed down, but like a Michael's. Just wait, my Michael's doesn't have fabrics. Hobby Lobby, there we go. I don't feel like going to a Hobby Lobby and being like, oh yeah, they'll be like, how many yards you need? Like, I don't know. I just got this little thing at home. Nothing too crazy. But, I wonder if Walmart has something. They might. But I think I messed up counting somewhere here too, because as I was like doing the cape part, I was going down so many, and I was like comparing it to like where is it at on here, and I remember coming down to here, I was like, okay, like, oh no, coming down to here, and I was like, okay, which one of these matches up like the beginning of like the belt part, and I was like one off, and I was like, I actually counted this time, so I don't know. But even though I've been doing some like miscounting, I'm sure it'll turn out fine. But I'll make this for home stuff, and this is gonna take a while, so I don't think I'm gonna do this like every Wednesday until it's done or anything like that. I'll definitely be working on this off stream as well, because I have weekends off now, which is always great. So I have weekends off to do stuff, and then also I want to do some other things. I'm actually in the process. It's time for me to decorate my office. Well, I don't have to decorate my office space, but I would like to. And my idea right now... Hold on, let me burp. Okay. But my idea is to kind of use some like Stardew Valley like pixel grid things, and I can show an example of something I did earlier this week, but I don't know if anyone knows about like perler beads. I'll show after I completely, like, not completely run out of yarn, but like I sew this stuff up, stitch this stuff up, do stuff with this stuff. But I want to make a few different fall stuff. So I made some corn. I want to redo the corn, but maybe I think pomegranate was like a fall fruit on Stardew Valley. I also kind of want to just kind of do pixel things of things that are in season where I'm from. I think apples are in season during the fall for like most places. But I want to hang those up in my office because the place I work at, you know, I talk about nutrition a lot, so something fall themed, but also like related to nutritious food. But I wanted to do that. I wanted to add a, I feel like I'm like knocking and there's probably like thumping stuff. I'm like hitting the desk. But what was I saying? I want to hang up a whiteboard. I have like a mini whiteboard to hang. Okay, so after... I'm not gonna wait for the yarn to get too short. I'm usually like really greedy, and that's kind of like why my stitches are like so different here than here. They're like you can see more of the background with these because I pull these like super tight because I'm like trying to do as many stitches as possible because I know it's gonna be like a long process. But yeah, it's because I can just feel the amount of time it's taking. So my tension is like really different. But I kind of just like threaded under some stitches. That is probably very difficult to see with the lighting. I have an extra ring light up there in that direction because I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be hard to see or not because I don't know if I'm gonna end up leaning forward and like my shadow covers everything. But anyway, after I'm done with that, what I do is I come back to this page and let's see. So I ended up finishing all the rows, or yeah, kind of like all the columns until, or rows, yeah, whatever, rows, columns, until one before. So right up here. So it looks like I did 6. 6 was about how much I did per all of these when I got like an arm's length of yarn. So as you can tell, it's a long process because that was only 6, and imagine all the multiples of 6 I have to do to go around. But I'm actually about to go and show my thingamabob. And let me just save this. Okay, so these right here, I'll put them in this blue space so you can kind of see them better. But I made these like out of perler beads, and they have like little holes in them. I didn't get a clean melt, but this is from like the Stardew Valley like sprite of corn. I had to change up the colors, of course, because I did what I could. And I ended up doing another one that was supposed to be, so these are earrings. So this one was supposed to be like a magnet, and I mean, it's not bad, but I think it needs like the black border or something. Actually, I don't know, maybe everything looks better at a distance. And I also didn't want to like risk doing anything too crazy, so there were some bigger holes at the middle part that I was like, I was not sure if my iron was gonna, I could have used, so my family has like a heat press. Probably could have used that to get like a more even, but even some of the colors just melt differently. The leaves look really good. Like if I just kind of covered that, like the leaves part looks great. But I feel like, yeah, there's like a few holes in this one, but you can see it when the light shines on it right there. But from like, it's like from a distance it looked good. But I like doing them in the full melt because they look more square-like compared to doing it like there's nothing wrong with seeing the individual circles. You know, they have their time and place. But I wanted to make a few magnets like this. Alright, I guess I'll just stick these back where they go later. And I'll put these back. But I wanted to do more of these, so I actually have more colors as well. I think if I were to redo this, I think I might have a lighter green than this, more like the neon color. The neon color looked better than I thought. I was just kind of guessing with the earrings, but I think I like the neon one, even though like the Stardew doesn't have like a neon green color for real. But I'm gonna do some other fruits and vegetables from Stardew Valley. And maybe even make a few sprites of my own. Because that's like the thing I have like a hard time with, is like, I like doing the pixel art stuff, but I'm not the best at like making my own sprites. I might move down to do some of this black border, because I don't have much, and I feel like it's also easier to see. But yeah, you could see the ivory and the white, they don't look too different. Could also be because I didn't like choose the white yarn from this brand. So like whenever you use the Stitch Fiddle website, there was like an option for like the kind of yarn you're using, so like it limits the colors. Because at first when I made this design, I did not limit the colors. I'm gonna actually show it at the very end of stream. Oh yeah, here's me threading yarn. This, I hold everything up to my face to make sure I'm like doing it right. But oh my gosh, you can see such a difference like from this yarn, like this X size versus this one. This one's like so much wider. Okay, I am back. So it's one to the left Yeah, I feel like when I was doing the border stuff, the sizings got weird. So like I try to pay attention to like what crosses what, but sometimes it's a little difficult. Oh. And let me actually make sure to... So this lines up with the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Because if things are gonna be off in number, I'd rather it, like, be off together, like, proportionately off. And the reason why I'm like checking to see what's going on behind is because I just want to make sure like this fastens this, because I want to make sure my ends don't come flying out, which I've cross-stitched something else before with embroidery floss, which I guess I can show that too. Oh yeah, this isn't my first cross-stitch project, but this is my first one on like crocheted fabric. There we go. I almost forgot. I made something, it's small, but it did take a long time. Alright, I don't know if like little noises like that is distracting for some people or not, but it is for me. But this is actually, oh my gosh, this looks really good in camera. So this is something oh gosh, adjust. It looks so good from a distance. Actually, it not showing up the colors perfectly makes it look even more solid. But I made, what is this one, bay leaf? I forgot already. I just asked someone like, what Pokemon do I remind you of, and this is what they told me. So I only know like Gen 1, so I was like, okay, cool, I'll have to look into this one. But I actually made this at the library, and it's really small. Oh, and I dropped it. But gosh, I just turned this to a show and tell. This is kind of like the back looks like, so very messy, but yeah, it was a fun project to make. And I want to make some more Pokemon. I don't know, like I low-key would love to do like a little YouTube short / like TikTok series, like cross-stitching the first gen Pokemon or something. Oh gosh, I messed up right here. It's okay, I'll fix it later. But even though I like want to make short videos of this stuff, like I also am making a short of this project. At the same time, these take a long time to make. Like not just because there's like different colors, but even if I were to make this like smaller, if I make it smaller, like the details wouldn't be as significant. Because I did play around with the size a bit, and I was like, and it's like the smaller you get, the more details you lose. So like even though this one is small, the reason why, hold on. So the reason why this has a lot of detail is because like the canvas of this had very small holes, so I was able to put a lot in there. But it's still a whole bunch of, it's still a bunch of different stuff. Anyway, I'm like, keep distracting myself. Okay. Gotta remember to extend my arms. Just a bit. It's nothing too crazy of a difference. But I really like doing little crafty things like this, and I don't know. Like, I have been told, like, oh, you should start a business, and just the idea just sounds so stressful. Like, at first I was like, oh yeah, that'd be so fun, but at the same time, it's like, during that time I was working part-time, so it was like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, but now that I'm working full-time, I'm just like, I don't know how full-time people have like an extra business, you know? Just like a little side business is what they consider it, but I'm just like, that's kind of a lot of commitment you have to put into stuff like this, like with tax forms, and then if it's like something craft, you have to sign up for like a bunch of different fairs, because like, how are you gonna contact people? And then there's the whole like not cross stitching, but like how crafts can take a long time, but people don't like want to pay for the time, they just kind of want to pay for the materials. So I was like, yeah, no thank you. And also just having to do like the same thing over and over again, like if you make something popular, like I get it, sometimes some things are really fun to make, but for the most part, like for me, I would make things once, twice, maybe add like a few different details to make it slightly different than the first one, but then I move on to want to do something else, just because I've only been doing like crocheting for it's been over a year, I will say that. But you know, maybe people who've crocheted for like multiple years are fine doing like the same thing over and over again. I know holiday time, like people tend to do like the same like beanies, and I'm just like, I did beanies for last Christmas, yeah. Oh, has it almost been 2 years? Has it been 2 years? I gotta look. I took a picture of my first like crochet project, and it'll show me like what date. Like, yeah, I cross stitched a bit before, but yeah, I finished my first project on that date. But I made beanies for like my family. Is this gonna end up being one stitch? Let me see. One. This is one. This is two. So this will be. Okay. This is probably off too. That's fine. But yeah, I made beanies for everyone. You know, it wasn't the most fun. It's pretty repetitive. And I guess I had the most fun picking like colors and stuff, because I know like my different family members have different favorite colors. Okay, yeah, this is in. This is locked and loaded. But other than colors, you know, it was like, okay, time for you to do the same thing. And I didn't even make everyone a beanie, because I was like, I refuse to do the same like project for this many people. I did I think I ended up doing 3 beanies, and then like 3 or 4 headbands, like it's like this bandana headband thing that I make. I like doing those because those are actually like a fast project. Like beanies, even though they're not complicated, they take time. And then I went to a state fair with my family like a few days ago, and I saw these crochet projects, and I'm just like, ooh, I want to make. So it's like, I have such a big list of things I want to make that it's so hard for me to like want to sell things, because I'm like, I feel like I'm still experimenting with like what I like to crochet. Like, I don't have a bunch of experience making clothes. Apparently clothes is where the money's at. Clothes and making patterns. But I'm just like, for some of the things, if it's a complicated pattern, I guess, you know, make your pattern and, you know, patent it or whatever they do. But for everybody else, like, there are some patterns that people pay for, and I'm like, Like I actually bought it's so funny. When I first started crocheting, I had bought a pattern for like a Minecraft bee, which when I look at the pattern, I'm just like, dang, I could have figured this out probably if I had more experience doing it. Cause I just wanna like, for the Minecraft bee, it's making a cube and then like the wings and stuff were, you know, I mean, the shaping would have took me some time, of course, but I would have been able to get it. Now, like the legs are pretty simple too. Like it's like if you know a certain amount of stitches, or there's not many stitches to do. It's literally like single, double, treble, slip stitch. But it's about making shapes, and almost like a square is like the easiest shape to make. Like I could have made like a different kind of version of a bee. I do like the one I got is like very put together. It doesn't have like the harsh lines of me having to switch and do another panel. So I would say that is nice there, and it was advertised as like beginner friendly. So that was a good pattern. But I think about patterns now, I'm just like, I would not buy another pattern like this again. Not because it's bad, but because I just don't know. I don't need to. I can like figure it out. But yeah, like I said, clothes and patterns is where it's at, especially patterns for clothes. Which people who make pattern for clothes are like so amazing, especially when they make like the conversions for like different sizes of things, because that's the thing about like crochet clothes, is that they are so hard to convert, especially because everyone has like different tensions, and like the length of my like 15 chains is going to be so much different than like well, not so much different, but it's going to be different than someone else's 15 chains. And then just imagine that on top of like, oh, you have to make a waistband for like a skirt, like so many stitches, or like the length of it. You have to think about like how the yarn stretches and stuff. So like I have never bought a clothing pattern, and I just don't feel like I would want to, just because I feel like if I'm not following that pattern to a T, it's not gonna look that way, and the thing that is, it's not gonna look that way anyway. I'm not built like that person, so I don't know. It's very rare to find a pattern where the person's like built exactly like you. But there are people who make those clothing patterns, and people boast about them all the time, like, oh, this is so great, like the conversion, everything made sense, and it works for all the different body sizes and shapes. And I'm like, that person deserves like a Nobel Peace Prize. Like, it's hard to do something like that. Okay, how far down did I get? I'm one below here. Alright, and let's see. The reason why I'm marking them kind of like going this way is because that's the way I want the top stitch to go. So I want the top stitch to go from like top on the left and the bottom is on the right. I did that to try to remember like which way the X's were going, because I saw like a post, like a Reddit post, and it was like, oh yeah, it looks great on your pattern, but your X's are kind of all over the place. And it was like a beginner mistake or whatever. And I still made the mistake, but I did try to remember. But yeah, I guess I'm not gonna do these streams too long. I don't stream too long in general. but an hour of this. Maybe some of the streams I'll do kind of just playing the music and doing a thing, and then other times I'll be like this and I'll say stuff and whatnot. But yeah, I have these little yarn guys sticking up. I actually want to fix that later. Yeah, I just like to have an option when it comes to if I'm gonna stream something that I should be like doing all the commentating, and then a time where I can just kind of chill. Kind of do that with my Project Diva ones. I mean, I have, like, last time I streamed I had like a raid, so like of course I talked to them and whatnot, but my job requires a lot of talking, and also it's something that I'm still learning to do while streaming. I feel like there are times where I have nothing to say, or like I feel like I'm repeating stuff because like I'm talking about the game, because it's like always a tip that like the people on social media give to like new streamers. No, just comment what you're doing, and I'm just like I keep doing the same thing. Like I press the B button, the B button shoots. I am shooting. Like I don't know. So I'm learning. I feel like I did a pretty good job here. Of course I had to mute a few times because I'm like up and moving, but I had background stuff to talk about, which I normally don't because it's hard for me to play certain games. Be like, oh yeah, I remember this one time I did this thing and it like relates to the game, which as a streamer not everything has to relate to like the game, I guess. I don't know, I'm just saying this and I have no like nothing to back it up. But I feel like this stream was easier because I was doing like a little show and tell and kind of introducing a new idea. It's the future streams of doing stuff like this where I'm like, which is why I don't want to keep working on this same project for too many weeks in a row, or any weeks in a row. Like I don't think I want to do anything 2 weeks in a row. Well, I don't want to do any craft on stream 2 weeks in a row. Let me restate that or something like that. Clarify. I say as I'm like finished with my 2 weeks of work. So yeah, get a new job. There we go. Talked about it earlier. I'm gonna decorate my office. So I have a list of things I want to do. Let me see. This one, I gotta see where this ends so I don't go too far. So this ends 1, 2. So it'll end 1, 2. It'll end down here. Mike. Okay. Cool. Getting pretty close to it. That's why. Oh, okay. I might want to start. Actually, no. I'll keep the outside part the same. This inside. I may or may not change this. But as I said earlier, like I'm actually really excited to see how this is gonna turn out, because I feel like it already looks good. Like I guess I'm pleased because it's like something I did myself. I feel like even if someone else like made this for me, I'll just be like I understand the craft, you know? Like I understand the amount of time and effort and stuff it takes to make things like this. So I would like super duperly appreciate it. But yeah, that's kind of a thing. Like let me think. So when I was a kid, I used to make like those little keychain things, like the little braided ones out of like the little plastic friendship bracelet material, that stuff. So I did that stuff. That stuff took a while. And gosh, I guess I was always kind of crafty because this was like elementary school. And then in middle school, I guess I got slightly more interested in like yarn. So I had started with like loom knitting. So knitting on the loom is like different than regular knitting because one, you use like, I actually have some. I'm like showing everything today, but here's my backstory, my crafting backstory. Okay, I actually have nothing on the ready. They're kind of trapped. Let me see if I can pull one up though. Let me see. So I actually do want to show an example. Alright, right now I'm just trying to do another window capture. I'll create a new one, I guess. Yeah, sure. Let's see, this, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, let me just do that. I guess I'm looking at Twitch and YouTube. What are you gonna do about it? Anyway, so like there's these little like peg things that you gotta use, and you gotta use like a little hook to like, not this one right here, but like these two, or there are like there are rectangular ones, yeah, like right up here. But yeah, these right here kind of show yeah, the pegs and stuff. These are for making pom-poms, so not that, but those are like the hooks, so you can kind of see they're not like hooky hooks, but I used to make stuff like with this when I was in middle school. Okay, yeah, I'm taking that off. And what was I gonna say? So yeah, I used to do that in middle school, and then I was like, what was I like? I made scarves. That's what I made with those. I didn't really make much of anything else. Oh, I did make a little cup cozy, which I don't really use, but it does look nice. I will say I did not expect to make something cool like that with what I was using. Like, I thought everything had to be either in a circular way or just a rectangle, so adding a bit of shape stuff was pretty cool. I added like a button and everything. I do still have it. It's somewhere. But make sure this is only one. Yeah, this is only one. So let's see, I might run out of yarn. I might actually run out of yarn, and I might just wrap things. Actually, yeah, I think I'll just wrap things up after this one. Maybe do a bit more show and tell. I don't know. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. Okay, yeah, I will wrap it up after this one though. But I started crocheting. I was working on a farm, and like I was also working with like teens and stuff like that. Not like they were like my coworkers. I was kind of like their supervisor, but not really. But I kind of actually was. But I was like an assistant supervisor at times. Let's say that, because my coworker, she was actually like checking their timesheets and stuff. I was more like telling them like, hey, please don't hurt yourself. I don't feel like writing incident reports and stuff like that. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Yeah, it curls a bit up at the top, but that's why the dowel's gonna help with this part as well, and also like sewing some fabric behind it. But this is what we got so far. I guess I'll show you the bottom too. Yes, so this is what we got. Okay, and the thing I wanted to show, so I'm planning on doing this on like a future Wandom Wednesday, but this is kind of like my idea so far. So let me grab something to complement this picture. And when I say something, I mean some things. So I want to make another bag. This is supposed to be my Uma Musume inspired bag. So my favorite Uma is Symboli Rudolph. And so I'm gonna show some ideas. So I wanted to make like a messenger bag kind of thing. So this is the first crochet bag I made. It's some Kirby stuff, but I'm trying to like show it better. So here's kind of like the strap, and there's the bag, and it's a little loosey-goosey, but I've used it quite a few times to do like my little farmer market shopping, just to be like, hey, I made a thing. Oh yeah, look at the back. The back looks better than the front probably, but oh, what's in here? Okay, the lining was also last minute. Oh, it's a clip. I found a clip in there. Might need that later. But yeah, this is my first bag. I still like it, I will say. I think if I were to do it again, since I used a white background on all these, I wouldn't make these separate panels so like these lines wouldn't show up, or I would use a different kind of stitching technique. It's called like a mattress stitch or something like that, and it'll like close this up so that it looks like one solid thingamabob. But since they all have the same background and like use similar colors, I would definitely just make one large panel, kind of like this back right here. But I'm thinking of doing the straps for it similar to this. So hold on, it's just gonna be singing. It might, so I'm just gonna skip this. But so this is pretty stretchy and it's pretty sturdy too. I definitely made this way too long, so I would make it shorter than I did with this one, of course. But my idea is to have this as kind of like a crossbody, and I was gonna have like a pattern, so like it's hard to tell from here. Okay, I feel like I'm hearing little murmurs. It's distracting me. I don't know, it's distracting y'all. But Symboli Rudolph's jockey has like this green, it's hard to tell. I should probably draw this bigger. And I'll probably do this digitally too. But I was gonna do like the green and then like the white stripe that goes diagonal. So I can do that with this. I see where the stitches like line up and stuff. And then I was gonna do like a red band to show like the other color. Okay, and then the most recent one I've used, the most recent bag I've crocheted is, oh, I hit my mic. It's kinda, I call it my fun Goku bag, I guess. So this is like a pixel art thing I got of Goku. And yeah, I had to play around with it a bit to make it this like dimension. I think if I were to make this next time, I would do kind of like a square one rather than this kind of like envelope shape. I mean, I don't mind it. I just feel like with this like pattern that's up here, I would have liked it more if it was rectangular. But ooh, this is okay. So it's hard to tell from the purple, but this is kind of like what the stitches look like. And I want to use these same stitches for my Symboli Rudolph bag. Another thing I want to take from this bag is, so it's hard to see because I have everything covered up, but I use like these plastic mesh things. So it's actually the same material that this is made out of, so it's like bendy and stuff like that, but it's still like sturdy. So I use these, I actually just put them inside of the bag so I could keep this on the side, like this pattern and stuff on the side. But I put it on the sides and on the bottom so that it can like stand up and stuff like that. I thought about using like actual straps again, but this was figuring this out was a process, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna use like the stitch, but also so I can do like the pattern. Another thing I'm gonna work on is doing lining. Like I said, I wanted to find like a fabric thing at Dollar Tree. I mean, this one isn't bad. I cut up an old like pillowcase and did this one. But yeah, I really like these two little pockets because my phone fits like right inside of it, because I have like one of the fold phones, so I can just kind of plop it in there. But yeah, okay, this, you can see the stitches a bit better on this side, but I kind of like it. It's like kind of textured, and it's not like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. Oh, it's a little bright, but they're kind of flat, and I don't know. This is like, this was half double crochet. You see this like this stitch a whole bunch and stuff. I don't even know. Hold on. I don't even know what I did for this one. But so I want to make a bag like that. Some other things. So there's the two pockets. So these X's are gonna be made out of the like a black yarn. I actually was gonna reuse the green, because I still have a whole bunch of yarn left from this project, because I only used most of the colors to cross stitch. So I was going to use the green of Piccolo. Part of me also wants to find a darker green, but I think I might stick with this green just because I have it. But then again, I might go to a store soon, so we'll see. So I'm going to use a green there, and then... Okay, sorry, I heard things. And then I wanted to do ruffles, kind of like her skirt has like these ruffle thingies. And then there's this thing called an I-cord, and I was thinking of making like a braided I-cord. Jeez, now I'm trying to think, because I could do a braided I-cord. I was thinking about doing it in gold to kind of symbolize like the gold accents on her outfit. But I also wanted to do kind of like the ruffles in the gold because the skirt. But I could do the braided I-cord to kind of look like her little tassel thingies. Anyway, I'll figure the colors and stuff like that out. I might do white ruffles because she has like a white ruffle thing on her neck. Maybe white and gold. I'm playing with colors, but kind of like with the Goku one, I said I want to do kind of like a boxed one because I want to put her face on here. So I'm thinking about doing the face either kind of like the pixel design, except I might do the pixel design on like a plastic canvas like this, so I can do like, I can use these smaller holes and not have to worry about having to make like a non-detailed one because the stitch is gonna be like this big. And also, so this one, the stitches are actually like, these are called single crochets, and so this one is actually more uniformed looking than like this. These kind of look a little crazy, but it look like a little zigzaggy because that's what it's doing. It's zigzagging. I'm like alternating between two different stitches to make this shape, compared to this where I'm just using like a uniformed. But I'm thinking of still using this stitch for this front panel, but then making something out of this material. And I might even use like, I might use this I guess stitch count, I think that's what they call it, so I can make something pretty large and detailed. I'm gonna flesh out this idea more, of course, but I'm gonna have to like make the actual bag to get like the size of everything before I actually like make the thing. But I'm thinking about using like her chibi design to make the face on here. Either that, or I saw like, I'll have to show some examples some other time, but they make faces out of like making a circle. So like this coaster is made out of like a circle and then like other stuff on top. So, well, not on top in that sense, but making like a circle and then making like the individual hair pieces. So like different triangles and curved triangles and stuff like that. Making like the back of the hair and like just adding layers to it to like make like a bigger face. But yeah, and then I just put on here, just like use the plastic canvas. So I'm thinking about just using a canvas as a side, so I don't have to, because like this is still really bendy because I have it, the plastic canvas is like just behind here, and I don't think it's, oh yeah, it's actually right just back here, and I don't think I sewed it in or anything. Maybe if I do this for the side, I'll probably try to sew it in so it's kind of shifty inside here. But yes, that's something I'm working on. And then, oh, this right here is supposed to be like her little accessory. So all the horses in the game have like an accessory, and I'm thinking about making it, and I gotta look again. I think it's in-game left side, IRL like right side, but I was thinking about 3D printing. I have a 3D, I like know how to download things to 3D print, but I don't know how to make stuff. So one of my Wandom Wednesdays, I wanted to like, not necessarily like learn how to 3D, like how to make a 3D figure, but like make what I'm gonna be putting on, like the charm I'm gonna put in the bag. But again, that's something that's gonna have to wait until like the bag is actually made. So that's gonna take some time, but I'm excited for this project because I like making little character things. This one, I did not plan on making Goku here, but I was like, I need to add something to it, because yes, I like the colors pink, I like the colors purple. It's kind of on my background right now, but I wanted to add something else to make it fun. And thinking about my Kirby bag, I was like, Kirby was fun. Anyway, I am past my hour, and I am going to hop off. Anyway, thanks for anyone who came today, and until next time, I will see you all later.